Hello YouTube, this is Mars Gaming and welcome to another Conan Exiles video. I know it's been a long time, but hey, I'm here. And this video is obviously about how to survive in these exiled lands solo. Well, I'm gonna guarantee if you follow this guide, you'll survive at least one more day in these exiled lands. That is a promise. My tactics will help you survive in these lands no matter what, starting from square one all the way to max level. Now, let's begin. Rule number one: location, location, location. You should find a location that is not just suitable for where a place to live, but somewhere well hidden if your base is going to be there. Always find a position that is well hidden for a base. You don't want to live in a position that everybody knows about, that you're easy to find, or like if you have enemies, you really don't want people to find you. I'm telling you, do not build out in the open. Do not build ridiculously large. Build within the realm of reality. You can build any size base and fit any. Well, I can't say you can build any size base. You need to build a suitable size to whereas you can fit anything inside of it, and you need to build it in a location that is not easily found. Or you should be in a clan if you don't want to be solo. That is my best suggestion for that. 2. Know what spawns where. If you know where spawns where, you won't have a difficulty finding the correct resources. If you're going to be living in the desert primarily, stone is going to be everywhere. Iron is in specific areas, for example, the Tower of Bats. A very small portion in Noobland, and mainly near the Galleon section. There's a lot of iron stored in the desert, pretty much everywhere if you know where to look. The highest concentration of iron and stone is right here in the God's Claw, if you know where that is. God's Claw has the highest concentration of stone and iron. You'll find it anywhere. Ichor, you should either be using fishnets unless you're really trying to be super solo hermit, which means you're not trying to let anyone find you. You can go to Death Whisper Ruins, which is in this region specifically, or kill any major or any large spiders. I think scorpions drop Ichor, but their drop chance is very, very low. Excuse me. The drop chance for Ichor is very, very low, so you kind of don't want to rely on something like that. But yeah, I would suggest if you do not want to have fish traps for Ichor, use the Death Whisper Ruins. There's enough spiders in there that spawn, and they're easy to kill even on an encumbrance build with a low tier weapon. If you kill them, hit them with a pickaxe, well, a pick, you will get at least 20 Ichor out of it, even if it's just a trashy iron pick with a relatively kit on it, just to get more resources. And yeah, that's how you get Ichor. Fibers everywhere, pretty much. This is just to give you a general idea. Know where everything is. You have to know where everything is, because if you don't, you're gonna have a difficult time. Gold and silver can be kind of challenging, but once you know where it spawns, which is usually out near the unnamed city or the relic hunter city, it's relatively easy to get. You can just farm it every day. Even if you don't get it one day, you'll get it the next day, and pretty much silver is almost everywhere. I always end up getting at least 50 of it. 50 silver coins, which is like 100 silver dust, and that can be used for either making map rooms or gear. It's everything. You just need to know where it is. That's the second rule. Third rule: be wary of everyone you meet, because everyone you meet does not have your best interests in mind. They have their own interests in mind. Do not trust everyone. Everyone is usually out to get you. Most solo players are very paranoid. Most of them are very paranoid. You should be that way for good reason, because people will fuck you over in this game. That is a promise. Next rule: pick your battles and understand your dedicated weapon. Me, I like bows, I like spears, I like daggers, I like sword and shield. I don't have a bow on me. Spears are the most commonly used weapon in this game. Bows have gotten a lot better than what they were. That's why I like bows, and the ranged attack is nice, but there is some kind of bug where like you'll shoot nothing but air when you're trying to shoot quickly. I hope they fix that in the future, but I do like spears, and I do love pairing my spears with great swords. That cripple from the heavy attack stacks up really quickly, and you can just switch back to a spear after trading and finish your target off with a spear. Spear has some of the best reach in game, and there's no weapon compared to that for finishing targets unless you're using an axe or a greatsword. That's only if people decide they want to trade with you and think they can finish you off, which tends to be a bad idea if you're running a Tale of Sorrow. If you have a Tale of Sorrow, probably gonna push the shit in. But yeah, that's just the combat portion. Understand your dedicated weapon, because that's what's going to carry you. And movement is important as well. I'm not going to get into that because that's for a totally different video, and someone more experienced can talk about it. I may talk about it in the future. The other thing is, pick your battles wisely. Don't pick fights with everyone you meet, and don't always fight the bosses that you know you can't kill. Especially if you're not prepared, especially if you don't have enough food. Don't fight the scorpion boss over here if you do not have enough roasted hotches and medicine to heal you. Or if you have the improper gear. Don't go fuck with the giant alligator in the south of this location. And don't go mess with Rockslide all the way north because he will push your shit in. Don't mess with the wrong enemies, and don't allow yourself to be boxed in against like a mob of enemies. Don't allow yourself to die because don't allow yourself to die too away from your bedroll, because if you do, you're probably not going to get your shit back fast enough, especially in a heavily populated area. I would advise against it. Moving on. Leave no trace of yourself. Don't leave campfires around or close to your base, especially if you know people are looking for you. Do not do that. Especially if you know people are raiding in the area. Be very wary of that. Do not leave anything out in the area that can get you raided. You gotta understand, if you're especially in a PvP server, people are looking to take your shit. Okay? Don't build out in the open. Don't build like stupid huge bases. Don't put shit down anywhere that makes no sense. You have to put things in the right order. You build hidden, you build smaller, and you build smarter. If you build hidden and smarter, your bases are fortified. 6. The next one is farm some more. You gotta farm in this game. If you don't farm, you're probably gonna be way behind. Just because like you're gonna want to do some raiding. Raiding is totally fun in this game, especially if you have friends that you can hook up with and do crazy shit with. Hell, I got plenty of stories about raiding. But yeah, but besides that, you gotta have base building materials, because you never know what's gonna happen. You might want to put down a base someday, and if you have the materials already, you can just move in. You just move in that position, and make sure it's well hidden, and make sure it's fortified and everything. Yeah, you gotta farm. Especially if you want stuff in this game, you gotta farm. Next is learn how to build, and build within reason. Do not build a 6x18 base if you are a solo player. There's no purpose for you to do that ever. That kind of base is too massive. I've seen people build massive boxes and their excuse is, well, I want to put everything everywhere, or I want more space. You don't have that luxury. You don't have that luxury to have that. So on the other hand, this is my suggestion. Either build something within the realm of a reality, like a 6x6 kind of base is totally acceptable. This cylinder base, I know how to make this with ease. I need 12 triangle foundations, 6 square foundations, 23 walls, 1 door frame, 12 triangle ceiling tiles, 6 square ceiling tiles. And look what I can fit inside. Everything I'll ever need, including furniture. We got chests galore for organization. Everything I need for this base is inside. Everything. I can make 300 bombs in one day outside of this base and still have enough room to store it. And I have the luxuries, as you can see, and obviously the troll smasher, blade of the adventurer. But yeah, you have to know how to build correctly. You can't build outside of your realm. You can fit everything you could ever need in this kind of base, and it will work. It works. Trust me. I've used this since the beginning of the game. There is a larger version of this that requires a bit more foundations, because if you do, when you have enemies, they are going to try and find you and blow your shit up. And you see this door? It only takes 3 bombs to blow into this. Only takes 3. It takes 7 to blow down a wall. Doesn't take much. So build hidden if you are a solo player. Do not build out of the realm of reality. Next, explore every nook and cranny of the map. Before I go back on that, this is something I use for a stash, or this is what I use for just a hidey hole, or something just to drop my body off when I feel tired and I don't want to stay on the game any longer. This is nice to just ditch some items. You can put a chest right here. You got the alchemy station. You got a campfire. This can work. I've squatted in like sundered massive bases, and put this kind of box down, and just built a new base on a new server, and that's how I start every time, because it's easier. It's just faster to do it that way. Plus, you can hide this anywhere. You don't have to even have a true base. You can just have this for a little while until you're ready to move out somewhere else. But back on to the next part. Explore every nook and cranny of the map. You need to know where everyone is, You should be scouting. That's what you should spend some of your time doing if you want to do like a lot of in-game content. If you like raiding, or like I said, if you want to raid people, make sure you raid the right people and don't try and go out of the realm of reality for raiding, because it's unnecessary. Trying to raid a massive clan, not worth it. Not worth it. Especially if you try to make like 300 bombs and try to raid them yourself. That can work if they're incompetent. But if they're competent raiders and they know what they're doing, leave them alone. Do not fuck with them. Bad idea, I'm telling you. It can end poorly for you. But yeah, going back to what I was saying. Explore every nook and cranny of the map. This map is massive. You gotta know where everything is. You gotta know where everyone else is. You gotta know who's next to you. Don't let the map be an unknown to you. You have to know where everything is. That is a promise. Next is never leave your stuff in one place. Like I said, I use this as a stash point as well. I'll have some of these scattered around the map. Oh, I'm not telling you guys anywhere my hiding spots is, if that's what you're hoping for. That's not happening. But yeah, if you see this is one of my stashes. This is a stash point. I use these as stash points. I put them all over the map in disclosed locations where it is not easy to see from high or low angles. That is something that pretty much everyone should employ, because if you do, it'll be easier when you get raided. Because it's gonna happen. There are times where you're gonna get raided. I mean, once there's 40 people on the server all the time, somebody's exploring in that area where you live in. Trust me, somebody knows where you are. But that's okay, because you're prepared. You have a plan. You'll have a stash point somewhere on the opposite side of the map or nearby. And if you get raided, you'll have enough materials to build back up, because you would have had stashed some stuff in here. And when you stash stuff in one of these, have multiple chests. Make sure they're locked. Don't leave them open. Never leave your chests open. Okay, last but not least, join people you know that you can trust and make real friends. Some people I've played with in this game I've known for like at least a year now, and I'm cool with them. They're my peoples. I respect them, and I'll have their back no matter what. But don't trust the wrong people. I'm telling you. Do not trust the wrong people. You will regret it. I've been inside it before. It is not a good feeling. Especially when like you think you know that you can trust people. You can't trust people in this game. I'm telling you. Do not trust the wrong people. It takes time to trust people. Do not trust people immediately. Be slow to trust people. Understand? Good. Good. You're now guaranteed to survive at least one more day in these exile lands. Congratulations. Now, if you can exceed that, good. Then you would have learned something from this. Now, thanks again for watching. I hope you all have a great day. Sayonara, arigato. Good luck out there, warriors. Goodbye.